Spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
And information and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
Shines down It is the answer now, and we can see love. There's a light, there's a light that shines inside of me. Oh, there's a light, oh, there's a light that shines inside of you. There's a light in me and you. There's
Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We're answering your questions tonight, your life questions. You've got a question about love, career, finances. What do you do next? We've got those answers, and tonight we're writing our letters to heaven. What would you like to say to the heavens? If you could write a letter and have it read by the angels to all the hierarchy above, to all of your loved ones, what would you love to say? How would you love to connect and bridge that connection with your heart? This is the day that we move ourselves in the direction of love and connections with everything that we are, and we grow above where we've been to the next levels, because we're kind of in that halfway mark. You know, that part of the first part of the year, and we haven't gotten to the second part yet, but we know times are changing. And we're starting to notice what we'd like to have. The world was a little off, but now we have a better sense of who we are and what we can do and how we can change what we've had in life and what we can create. Each one of you has a power inside, a connection. Our loved ones are always there. Our guards are always there. Our angels are always there. We're really never alone in the journey. So if you picked up a pen and you wrote to the heavens, what would you say? How would you tell the universe how you feel? What would you want your loved ones to know? These are important messages that we have to share from our heart. There was a time when many of us, maybe we didn't know if we connected to our loved ones. Now, because it's become so much more mainstream, we recognize that there is evidence of life after death. There is evidence and proof of the presence of the angels and God. We've heard so many miraculous stories over time. But this is the time where we get to sit down and really focus on that energy and take that breath, that fresh breath of air, the breath of life, and breathe it in and know that we're never alone. Dear God, it's me. Thank you. Thank you for all that I have. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my abundance of life. Thank you for the friends and the families that I've come to know in this lifetime. Thank you for the new opportunities that you present to me. Thank you for my life lessons. Some of them seemed a little rough around the edges, but I get it now. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for my health and my ability to move and breathe. Thank you for my heart that beats ever so strongly, and the emotions I have that have the ability to feel. And thank you for healing me when I felt upset and sorrowful and down. Thank you for giving me the power and the ability to recognize who my friends are and my ability to connect with other people. Thank you. Thank you for exposing the things that I needed to know that I didn't want to see, so I could see through your eyes the truth that was around me. I thank you for that. Dear Grandma, thank you so much for being there and being that nurturing, kind friend. The one I got to be silly with and have fun because we didn't tell Mom and Dad what we were up to. Thank you, Grandma, for those wonderfully baked cookies and those fun nights of eating popcorn and watching movies past my bedtime. Thank you, Grandma, for every time we went to the store, you're nudging me down the little aisle that had all the little toys and telling me, go ahead, pick one. It's for you. It's okay. You can have something. Thank you, Grandma, for all the unconditional love that you gave me and that wonderful sense of feeling home and the holidays that you made so special. Thank you, Grandma. I wish you were here now, but thank you for being in my life and really showing me love. Hey, Dad, it's me. Thanks so much for being a strong dad and showing up for me, taking me to all my play practices and my sporting events. Thank you for showing up and being a good role model and working so hard to make sure that we were okay. Thank you for being so serious and taking life with responsibility. And then lightening up and laughing behind closed doors because you didn't want people to know that you really weren't as serious as you showed your exterior. Thanks, Dad, for calling to check on me and asking me how I am when I didn't get to the phone before you. And jokingly telling me that I'm supposed to call him, but it's okay. It's all right. You're calling to check, and you wanted to make sure that I'm okay. Thanks, Dad, for all that you've done, and thanks for being a good father. It makes a difference. Thanks, dear friend, dear role model, who's been with me through thick and thin. I'm sorry you left the planet so early. I don't understand how you got sick and were gone at such a young age. It really ripped me apart to see you not be okay. But all our memories are in my heart, and thank you for being there and laughing with me and having fun and having my back. And when I needed a go-to person, dear friend, thanks so much. Thanks so much for being there and showing up and for our memories, our crazy rides late at night, going shopping when nobody else was out on the roads, being the last ones to close on a sale day. Thanks for all that. I hope you're finding a wonderful place to rest in heaven. And thanks for always letting me know that you're still with me. Hey, little cousin, I know you didn't live long. It really makes me sad that you crossed to heaven way too soon. I guess God had a better plan. Thanks for giving us signs and letting us know you're okay. But I got to tell you, it really hit everyone really hard that you died at such a young age. But I really, really want to know that you're all right. So continue to give me those signs. And remember, little one, you might have been here a short time, but we're so glad we had you in our lives. Hey, archangels, thanks so much. You have shown me strength and power. You've really given me the insight I've needed. And thanks for making sure that when I drive from point A to point B, I'm always okay. And thanks for whispering in my ear when I need to pay more attention. I appreciate it, angels. You've always been there for me. You've always been there for everyone. And thanks, archangels, for all you've done for mankind. I know we're a tough bunch. We really keep you on your toes. I'm sure at times maybe we're not looking so perfect these days, but I know you find perfection in everything. So, archangels, keep up the good work and kind of corral us humans into a better vibration so that we can be kinder to each other and remind us that love is the answer. It's in our hearts, but sometimes we need a good poke. So we appreciate it, archangels, that you show up for us. You see, you can talk to the angels, you can talk to your loved ones just like that. I kept it general, But I know each one of you in your hearts, the letter you would write to heaven would be so unique and so powerful. So if you were to say something to anyone in the heavens right now, or even to God, what would you say? Would you say something like, "Hey God, it's me. Yeah, I know it's me again. I know. I've been doing my prayers and I've been being in my heart and my gratitude, but I'm really struggling. Sometimes I question what's going on the planet, and I question my part in it. I'm struggling. I know I should feel happier or more grateful, but there's a lot going on and it's weighing me down. And God, there's a lot of burdens. There's financial obligations, and not only am I feeling the pressure, but people around me are feeling pressure. So God, what can we do? How can we be better humans? And God, can you please help those who really need help and give us all the wisdom and the patience and the love that you have?" I know, God. I know we're here because we have a purpose, we have a mission, we have a contract. And I understand that some of where we are is a human race, and some of where I am and other people are where because they've made their own free will choices. Did anyone ever tell you, God, you've got a crazy sense of humor? You gave us, a bunch of humans with all our crazy emotions, free will? I know. We've made some choices that perhaps didn't line up with the big picture. And we're recalculating our routes. But God, thanks for everything you've done. Thank you for all the assistance that you've given us and the miracles. There are people who were told they weren't going to live, and they've lived because we know your hand was on the experience, and you made sure something miraculous came to be. There are people who really needed a miracle financially, and somehow you delivered them from their financial affliction. And there are people who have wanted to have a baby for years, and miraculously, even though the doctor said it couldn't happen, well, God, we know you shined on that one. We know, God, you've been present in so many miracles and so many things that maybe we humans think we did, and it was you all along. Forgive us. We do our best. Thanks, God. And remember, we love you, and we really want to do our best. So keep cheering us on, God. We know we are your greatest creation, and we believe in you. You see, you could say anything. They're always listening. And you've got an amazing power inside of you to make that connection. And there's no conversation, there's no word, there's no thought that the heavens don't hear. That the universe doesn't mirror back to us to reflect exactly what we're thinking and feeling. Sometimes we've got to sit ourselves down and have a good talking to. Have you ever had to sit yourself down and say, okay, you need to shape up because you're a mess? I think everyone's been there. You see, each one of us put our shoes on the same way, one foot at a time. It's really kind of hard to jump into both shoes at the same time. We're all navigating our own experiences, but we all have common denominators that bind us together. We've all experienced moments of sorrow and loss, financial hiccups. We've all experienced changes and betrayals. We've all experienced loss of love. We've all been there. Maybe some of us have all failed a math test. It's part of the journey. And it's part of the experiences of recognizing who we are and our own uniqueness. So tonight, we're going to explore your uniqueness. I want to know what you want to say to the heavens. If you could write a sentence to the heavens, what would it be? Be sure to share it with us tonight as we answer your questions about life and whatever's going on unique to you. Call us at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on WWNN. Stay with us. We're going to be with you to 8 p.m., so line up those calls. I can't wait to talk to you. And our friends on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to get to you as well. Put your questions and your comments in the feed. We are writing our letters to heaven. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful 2 hours of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are Spiritually Speaking all across the nation, right here with all of you. We welcome your phone calls, 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to our phone lines and, of course, talk to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. A great shout out to all the people who took our abundance class last night. We had a great time. We had a great turnout. We absolutely loved having you be a part of our class. If you'd like to be part of our other classes coming up, be sure to visit sarahspiritual.com. Learn more about our classes. We have a spiritual boot camp coming up in August, and we definitely want to teach you to work it out and really be connected to your guides, your angels, and most certainly your inner knowing. We're going to go to the phone lines, and I'm going to go to Diane. Diane is in West Palm Beach. Diane, how are you tonight?
Yes, how are you?
I am doing well, Diane. Good to make a connection with you on this evening. Now, Diane, what would you love to say to the heavens?
I would just love to say thank you. Thank you for my health and for the fortitude despite all of its obstacles.
Mm-hmm. You got a lot of character building experiences, right? It's been an interesting run, for you. And Diane, what is your question for me tonight?
I just want to make sure that all of the choices that are being presented to me are coming from
a good place.
Well, okay. So May I describe the present
You
situation?
may. And let me just let you know that this is the year, and I'm going to say this to you before you describe your situation because I want you to really feel this in your heart. This is the year that all choices you make must be centered in heart. It must feel good. It must be about you. It must be that this is the feeling I need to have to move forward and know that it's about me. And yes, life is give and take, and I want you to have an equal exchange with all the choices that you have before you. But they have to make you feel good. And it has to align with where you ultimately want to be 8 years from now. Go ahead. What are your little scenarios?
So, my son is a student at a private school
Right.
in the area, and I want to make sure that I am doing the right thing for his therapies, and so I'm not sure if I'm getting signs. I'm getting signs that indicate that it may be time to
Move on.
yeah.
Yes.
But I love like where he's at. I think his school will stay, but I'm not sure if that's true or not.
So when is his birthday?
6/24/2007.
Is there a private aspect, not the school, a private aspect or a private
Yes.
tutoring
Yes.
that he's doing? You see, when you first started to ask the question and you said, I want to know if everything's like on the right track or on the up and up, wherever you were going to go with the question, right? The first words I wrote were no, okay? So you have to go with the feeling of what's not meeting your son's needs at this time because something needs to change in the scenario. And they tell me that the month of December is going to be an important month for your son. Now, I know school starts in August, so it's not about a start of a school, but it may be the close of a relationship with a private aspect of this assistance that you have lined up for him. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So in other words, I didn't know whether it was going to be a good time to switch his therapies.
Right.
Because what may be, in other words, I'm getting a strong yes due to their. In other words, I don't even know if the school will still exist by, by December, let's say, or by a different date.
So everything will line up by December. Okay?
So should I, in other words, I have the option right now to look for different therapies.
Mm-hmm.
And, thankfully, I am getting calls of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we offer this. And I'm considering taking them because I think it might be a good idea to. In other words,
You don't want to uproot him.
I don't want to uproot him right now. I want to kind of marry that slowly.
Exactly. And that's why by December, this will all be settled for you. Okay?
Okay.
So investigate more. Not every external activity is the right fit for him or therapy. So you're going to work to figure that part out. The answer is not everything is lining up for the best good for him. So now it's sifting through the experiences that not only provide the consistent care that he requires to grow, but also the ones that will give him that opportunity to expand, right? So we want consistency and expansion.
In other words, I don't know if I hope the school isn't closing.
I heard you. And that has not been decided yet.
And that hasn't been decided yet. But I'm thinking that I should at least
Correct.
reach out and at least solve the therapy situation
Correct. Exactly.
such that at least that's covered, and it's no hard feelings on. I mean, the reason I'm torn is because I think the school is the best fit for my son.
Yes, I understand that.
I just think that it's going through some terrible woes.
And it can recalculate itself because there's a lot that can be done. But your son is needing more. These additional therapies will give him that. And then when the school comes to whatever decision they make, you will be prepared to make your next move. We don't want to make all moves all at once.
Yeah.
That could be overwhelming for your son, okay?
So you don't see the school closing anytime soon?
It has not been officially decided yet.
Okay.
So you have a little time, gather your facts, and see. You will understand more because I think there should be some notification of something by the end of the month.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And from West Palm Beach, we're going to go to Denise in Pembroke Pines. Denise, how are you tonight?
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing well, Denise. And what letter would you like to write to the heavens? What would you like to say?
If I was writing a letter, I'd be writing a letter to my mother.
Yes.
And asking my mother to give the strength to my daughter, who is so desperately trying to have a baby.
Mm-hmm. And what else would you like to say to your mom?
Just to keep a hand over Michelle and guide her in the right direction.
Michelle's birthday? What is Michelle's birthday?
She's 8/11/78.
Well, tell her to be in this energy of positivity. There is a vibration that has her feeling like she's already given up, even though she's still trying. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay. And from there, it's difficult to create. Okay? Energetically.
Do you see any illness? Because she seems to think there might be some endometriosis, and it's not confirmed.
Mm-hmm. Let me look on the... So I also see, again, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose. First thing I wrote down on the paper was there's also something going on in the fallopian tube. Did we check that?
Yes, something.
Okay. There's
She
something...
did say that.
Yes. So that seems to be a little bit more of the sticking area. That's the blockage.
Mm-hmm.
There could be some endometriosis. But I really put it more in the fallopian tubes as far as something not connecting for her. All right.
Okay.
But was she going to try some external measures to assist her with pregnancy?
Yes, she is. She's supposed to go to Syracuse to see a fertility specialist.
Very good.
Up there. They're supposed to extract the eggs. But,
very good.
But so many different complications have happened this week.
Okay. She needs to just go there.
Yes. She's supposed to go this weekend if they give her the red light, or the green light, rather.
I understand what you mean. Yes. She's supposed to go there. She will get there. Okay.
Okay.
That will make things easier for her and take some of the angst out of it.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Okay,
I'm sure your
thank
mom
you.
will be of great assistance to her and connecting with all of you so that you know that you are most loved. And whose birthday or anniversary is coming up in this next month or so, in July into August? Who is that?
Oh, August is Michelle's birthday.
Okay.
No, I don't know of any anniversary in July. Who? Oh, July was my old anniversary, but that was from my ex-husband. But
Okay. Interesting. That's an anniversary. Somebody's talking to me about an anniversary in this month of July. So I'll leave that with you. Okay.
yeah, it used to be my aunt and uncle's anniversary too, the same day as mine. So because they were July 5th.
Okay. And they have passed, yes?
My aunt did,
Yeah.
yes. My uncle's still alive.
Yeah. Because someone's talking to me about their anniversary, an anniversary in the month of July. So your aunt is connected to your mom's side of the family?
Yeah, it's my uncle's wife.
Okay. On the mother's side,
It
yes?
would have
Yes.
been my mother's sister-in-law.
Your father's sister-in-law. Okay, great.
No,
That
my mother's brother's. It was my mother's brother.
Thank you.
And
Mother's
and
side of the
wife.
family.
Yeah.
This is where she stands. This is where the information comes. She's with you. Just know that you're very well protected. All right.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Denise. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're answering your questions right here on WVCMG Live at 95.3 and 96.9. Yes, indeed. We are talking to everybody here. We are going live and connecting with all of you. And we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to answer the phone lines all across the nation at 888-565-1470. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Know me, do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing
Yes, indeed. Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WVCMG Live. Yes, indeed. We are answering your questions. And as you can tell, we've got some cool changes that are happening here at the station. We're so glad you're a part of this. We have been with you for, 643 live shows. I think that's the number. And we are connecting with all of you since 2009. I love to go to the phone lines, 888-565-1470. And let's see here. We've got to go to Evie, and she's in Orlando. How are you?
Hi, Sarah.
How's everything going with you?
Everything's been up and down like a roller coaster.
Well, let's take a look here. What's your letter to the heavens going to be about? What would you like to write?
I would write, am I on the right path for the journey that I'm supposed to be here for?
Are you on the right path? So you'd say, dear God, am I on the right path? What's going on? Did I make a wrong turn? Where am I supposed to go next? Is that how you're looking at it?
Yeah, exactly. I think I did a few wrong turns.
Well, every turn turns out perfectly in the end. Maybe you just did an extra circle, but you're still going to get where you're going. You know, Evie, you and I have known each other for years. I know that you've visited us at the center, and I know you've listened to the show for years, and I appreciate that. But you are here to be of service to other people. You are not here to grind the pencil and assist other people in their business. You're meant to have your own business, meant to have your own movement forward. And it's time for you to break the paradigm of expectations of others that are kind of robbing you of your joy, your inner peace, and your ability to be flexible. And also have a personal life. Your personal life seems to suffer because of the demands of everything else. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yes. And they also talk to me about personal love relationship. You've got a question around that as well with partnership?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been working with, because of time, I really haven't devoted much time to a person, but he's popped up again, and I don't know if this time.
This is the time, right? Yeah. So what is that person's birthday?
December 11th.
Mm-hmm. So here's somebody who in the past wasn't able to show up for you as well in the love department. He would kind of flake out and kind of disappear on you while you were busy working. Does that make sense? Yes? So when I look at that flow and I look at the energy, he realizes his wrong turns. And let me tell you, he's got some regrets. Like Frank Sinatra, regrets, I've had a few. Right? He's got a few regrets. But now he wants to take life a little more seriously. And he sees where he failed to be not just a partner to you, but even an influence in connecting with your family unit. And you brought him stability, and he wasn't ready for that. And there was a time where he was just running. Every time you really took the time to show up, he would run. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Here he comes, wearing his heart on his sleeve, open heart, and he wants you to give him another chance. He wants you to see him differently, in a different light. And in the past 2 years, he has transformed a bit. It's been about 2 years since you guys were together before?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Okay. Oh, my God. And it's been a rough 2 years for him. And these 2 years have given him some insight. Now, can the leopard change his spots? No. However, can he show up and be a better partner by engaging and connecting with you and being aware of your needs and forming a relationship and giving it the time it needs? He can. There's a part of you that always saved a spot for him, even though others had shown up in between all of your different divisions and breakups, yes? There's been a slew of people in between, like shells on a beach. But you keep going back to this one. So what is the unresolved aspect of this relationship that you're looking at? According to my guides, there's a wound of people not showing up for you, even from when you were a little girl. So who didn't show up for you when you were 7, 8, and 9?
Mm-hmm.
Who was unavailable for you? Who did you really want to convince to love you and give you their time? You see, every time this gentleman pulled away, you felt like, oh my goodness, what's happening? And you felt uneasy. And that uneasiness reminded you of something from your childhood. So as long as you do your work to heal and you're not being reactive, the two of you can give this a once and for all, here we go time. Never to cross that way again if it does not work. But it is important that your souls experience this because you've learned so much from each other before. And this is a final chance to learn about relationships, love, communication. We just cannot bring the bag of bricks from the past and all of our past tricks and throw it in front of us on the table. We have to start with a clean slate. We have to start with the courtship, the getting to know each other. And actions need to match words.
You're right.
He means well. And this time he said he wants to show up. And he actually said he wants more for a future. He's expressed this to you, yes?
Yeah. It's so funny you say that. He said that about a week ago.
Yes. So these are his feelings and his thoughts and the vision of the future. Now, can he put his money where his mouth is? Can his feelings and his actions match? Well, he owes it to himself and you owe it to him to at least let's see if he can put this together once and for all. Because you have always been the love of his life. And I'm sure he mentioned that to you as well.
He sure did. But this time I was like, let's put the brakes there. Let's start little by little.
Well, yes. Because if you dive back in without some thought and intention, you will automatically fall back into the old habits, and it will end the same way it did before. So you two have to put it together in your hearts and make a plan. And do the work.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. And remember, you have more to do on this earth. So when you clock into your job, just let yourself know that it's a short time. There's something more for you. Thanks so much, Evie, for following the show, being a part of our experience. We send much love to you and your family. Bye for now.
Thank you.
888-565-1470. And from Orlando, I've got to go pop into West Palm Beach. I've got Whitney on the line. Miss Whitney, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I am doing well here. Good to have you connecting with us. So what's the letter that you would like to write to the heavens?
Mostly just wanting to thank God for getting me through last year. It was a very tough year, and even the start of this year, but just leaning into my faith in the universe and myself, and I'm feeling a lot stronger. So whereas before I didn't know if I would be able to make it, but now I know I can.
You can. I hear this song in my head, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move, right? So you're on the move, you're in the groove, and my guides are telling me that there's this fabulous, fabulous energy about money, career, work. There's something you're embarking upon right now. There's some new shifts coming. Is that something you're working on?
Yes, I recently got hired at a new job, so I'm really excited.
It is a great time for you. And they're telling me, I'm in the money. So it's going to move, and there's progression for you. So the pay will be a bit of an increase, but the growth and the opportunity it offers you for your resume to move you forward. Now,
that's what I'm hoping for.
I also understand that emotionally you haven't been at your personal best. So this was a great amen, a great victory for you.
Absolutely.
And it gave you the sense of purpose and power back because you were feeling a little meek and mild and, well, quite very much destroyed. And you put your faith and your trust in people that didn't honor that. This makes sense to you?
Absolutely.
Yes. And as I look at this energy and I feel this vibration around you, they give me this powerful sense of you finally know who you are and where your healthy boundaries are.
Yes.
And you need to remember
what I was hoping to hear.
Yes, you need to remember where you come from. You're a warrior. You're a goddess warrior, and you come from a strong line of females on the other side. And the generations of the maternal sense have paved the way for you to be strong and not take anybody else's nonsense.
Okay.
So you have a
Is there
strength
any way
inside of you. Yes, go ahead.
I could work on spiritually protecting myself. I don't know if I'm correct, but I've been feeling the more that I've been getting closer in my spirituality, I've been feeling spiritual attacks, and I don't know if that's just anxiety or if that is accurate.
Well, that's a great question, and let me address it across the board so that you have a full understanding of how this works. So when we connect to the other side and we are praying and we're in God's energy and we're asking to be closer to God, we're opening up our heart, we're asking for signs and evidence. Think about when we were growing up, maybe they talked about the good angel and the bad angel. There's always like a duality. And sometimes the duality is just within ourselves, our own anxiety, our own angst. But there are external energies and entities that feed off of that. You see, this would be the bad angel, the angel that tries to play tricks with your mind and make you doubt yourself and make you not feel like you're good enough or strong enough, powerful enough. And also, as you shine your light bright, well, unfortunately, not everybody can honor that light and say, wow, I'm so happy for her. So their insecurities begin to become engaged. And that activation in their insecurities begins to have them morph their personality. We get to see the side of their insecurities. And then they begin to say little things or think things in the energy. And this is what we call psychic attacks. These are the energies that kind of hook into us. So as you begin to bloom, there'll be many people around you, as there will be for all of us, that like to keep us in the box that they know. Sometimes misery enjoys company. So as you see that energy, you need to say, okay, I need to protect. So I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael to protect me, use his sword to cut away their cords of negativity. They talk about the cords of wickedness in the Bible. So we want to cut those cords, remove those cords, and clear the energy, and ask Archangel Michael to be your guide and seal you off. Ask to be in the heavenly energy so that you can walk the path of light. And then, if things still feel heavy and, well, that icky feeling, and your sleep is disrupted, and you're feeling edgy for no reason at all, then that's where you engage in some sage or some spiritual bathing, a bath for Archangel Michael that we have at my center, perhaps some sage or some copal on some charcoal, spraying some reversing spray or Archangel Michael spray. These help keep the energy and the frequency around you high so those bad vibes don't hook into you and weigh you down the way you're feeling them now. So you're not crazy. You're just waking up. And by the way, this was all going on before you, but because you were in the low vibration too, you didn't know any better. But now you're like, hey, I feel great. Ew, what's that weird feeling?
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay,
welcome to the
you.
world of waking up, my dear Whitney. Is this your first time calling the show?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's my first time. Well, it's my first time calling, but it's not my first. I visited with you before.
Right.
So
thank you for calling the show. We greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're
Have
welcome.
a wonderful day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night. 888-565-1470. We're answering your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us on WVCMG Live 95.3 and 96.9. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Then when we come back, we're going to Facebook, YouTube, and our phone lines. We will be right back.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open your heart.
is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
Shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WVCMG Live, and we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to say hi to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. There's quite the conversations going on there. We've got some new people who've come onto our Facebook feed. We welcome you. I was just saying hi to someone who's popped in for the first time. I was like, we have been on the show since 2009, so welcome, welcome. Glad that you're part of our family on live. We're going to take some Facebook and YouTube questions and see what we've got going on in the feed. We got Janine Orsini. She's like, I have all kinds of questions, and for things going on in my life, my heart, and my health, any insight would be wonderful. So the first thing I see here for you, Miss Jeannie, is that when I look at this energy, there's this frequency of how can we expand and what do we need to remove ourselves from so that we can grow and move forward? And I really feel like your heart, your matters of your heart are very important to you at this time. And I feel like you need to understand who really is holding the space and your vibe with you. Because I feel as if there's been some mixed messages and you're not feeling secure in something pertaining to the matters of your heart. And what's going on in your life, you're in a place where you're feeling like you need to grow. And growing means letting things go. There's that song from Frozen, let it go, let it go. So I don't care what it is, but you're going to have to take a step back and look at it and say, it's got to go now. It's time. I've got to be free. And when it comes to your health has always been a barometer of your emotions. It's really reflected in your body. I'm actually feeling a lot of disconnect in the joints. There's a lot of lethargy here. Your sleep isn't right. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but I would have your thyroid checked. I would also check the balance of your blood work, check that and make sure that you have all the right minerals there. Seems to be some energy of deficiency. Maybe it's your B vitamins and something in your calcium as well. So let's check those bones and make sure that we're going to stand tall and get ready for some big changes. When I move you into the 2024 time, that's when I think you feel this energy of like, I'm good. Like that's the feeling Spirit gives me. So you've got these next 18 months to recalculate some things and really put your heart first and lead with your heart. Turn on your heart light, honey. It's a really important time to honor you. We're going to take our next question from Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who we have in our feed here. We've got Lorena Richardson. She gives me a whole bunch of hearts, and she's like, I got to know about my love life. Well, time for you to really turn on your heart light and take a look at that love life, because when I look at where you are now, this is a time where we have to shut things that aren't working for us, and you need to move yourself in the direction of a new beginning, a fresh start, be it with a current partner or closing the current partner and creating a new love life, because love is very important for you at this time. And I want to take you back to the energy of 2013. This is where I feel like life was a difficult challenge for you. And we're closing out a whole chapter of energy, a whole vibration of relationship entanglements. And I want you to, Lorena Richardson, to honor your love life as something that is a fresh start, a new beginning. And if you're not feeling fresh start, new beginning bubblies, then let it go, honey, because it's time to move on and make a difference in your own personal life. Thanks so much, my dear. Keep us posted, and be sure to write your love letter to heaven and see what answers you get from the universe. We're going to take one more from Facebook or YouTube, and we've got April Guai, and April Guai says, am I on track? And then she has question marks spiritually. So spiritually speaking, on track for you has been a interesting connection, because you have always been spiritual. You haven't always listened to your spiritual vibes. Sometimes you've dismissed them. You've also used your gifts and your blessings to help others and make a difference in their lives instead of kind of tending to your own needs. This is the time where spiritually you have to open up and trust that you know inside of you, you are spiritually on track. Your angels are with you. Your guides are with you. There's a woman standing above you. She stands on the father's side of the family. I place her in the grandmother's position, and she's very close to you in this energetic transition that you're going through. You are morphing to the next level of your spiritual capacity, and so embrace it. You'll be seeing, feeling, hearing more connection to the divine. This is your time to shine. Thank you so much, April, for your Facebook message. You know what? We'll take one more from YouTube and Facebook before we go to our friends on our phone lines at 888-565-1470. And we've got Bobby Shaw Gorman. Bobby Shaw says, hey, Sarah, do you see anything concerning my husband's health? And do you see me buying a house in Florida? Thanks, Bobby. So, Bobby, let's take a look at where you're at right now. This is a time for change, actually, and this is a time for you to make a move. And I do feel like there's a move coming by the end. No, I've got to go a little closer to February, March. By the end of this year, you'll have made the decision and where you want to go, and you'll be getting things ready. Your husband's health, I'm feeling something going on in the energy of pressure, blood pressure, something going on in the heart area. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose. Want to keep an eye on that in the physical body. And I also feel as if there's some blood levels that need to be looked at as well. It's telling me something about sugar. Want to check the kidney and the liver. This is also 2 weak spots that we have. When I look at your husband's health, he's going to be better monitored. And as we choose to make a better monitorization of his health, he's going to stay strong for a while. I understand you've seen a little decline in him in the past 2 years. He didn't always get to take the best care of himself, and I know you're being very strict with him now, so I'm sure things are going to turn around. Thank you, Bobby Shaw Gorman, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470, and we've got Jennifer on the line, and she's in Port St. Lucie. Jennifer, how are you tonight?
Hi, how are you, Sarah?
I'm doing great. Jennifer, and how can I assist you? What's your letter to the heavens that you wanted to write?
Yes, I just want to say, first of all, thank God for his blessings, for the journey that he has taken me on. I want to thank my guardian angels for being there with me through the good times and the bad times. And I just want to know where I am from this point forward. Where am I heading to at this point? And also, there's an issue with my job that just came up, company taking over. There's a shift in my finances, and I want to see if they're going to acknowledge what I'm asking for, or I might have to seek something else.
So the first thing I am aware of at this time is that this is a time for you to bring about better balance in your life. And the way we bring better balance is to put your financial wellness first. And I do feel like you're going to have to seek somewhere else. I don't feel like they're going to just honor something that was already decided for. I feel like you're going to get a bit of a runaround. I also feel like you've got a feeling that that's how they're going to handle it at this moment. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're getting that sense, that feeling, as Spirit is projecting to me, that's how they're handling it, doesn't mean it may never come. It's just at this moment, it's due you. So let's see what you can do to create something of that or better moving forward. That's how I see it.
Okay.
It's time for change. They served you well there. They were a catalyst for change, for your financial wellness, so that you could relocate and establish yourself in a better way. They serve their purpose, and you've outgrown them.
Okay.
So it's time for change for you. And you're on track with that. I'm saying what you already know inside of you. Make the movement forward to start a new journey that brings you more life balance, so that the other areas of life can come together so you can experience a better connection in your personal life, because that seems to be lacking. So now we put the emphasis on our personal life. So we want the finances and the work experience to kind of be in a better flow, so that the universe can bring you that love for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to make that decision to make a move.
Well, do you know how the decision will work? Let's paint it for you. You've placed the question out to them. You let them know that you're due an increase. They're fudging around, fudging, and moving things around. And all you do is...
Actually,
yes.
Oh, actually, it's the company now. There's a new company that's taken over the original company that I'm working with.
Yes.
So they came in and gave us an offer letter on Monday, but they're giving me less. They're offering me less than what I'm making at the current time now.
Right. And you're going to ask them for what you're making, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my intention.
And they're going to push that away and fudge that and make you agree to what they have and say they'll consider it, but that they can't do it now. And so you already know what you have to do.
Okay.
So you will begin your search, even if you have to stay there for a little bit and agree to their terms while you make your search.
Okay.
And you should have no problem being hired. My guides are like, no problem at all.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. It'll be fine.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Sarah.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And from Port St. Lucie, Florida, I've got to go to Oklahoma. And I've got Lainey on the line. How are you tonight?
Hi. I'm okay.
Good.
I'm okay.
Wonderful. So what is your letter to the heavens for tonight? What would you like to write to the heavens?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dear God, write a letter to the heavens. What would you like to say to God or someone in the heavens?
That I'm sorry I lowered my frequencies and vibrations, and that I love my family.
Mm-hmm.
I love my galactic family. I love Earth. I love myself.
Okay. So as we look at this, we recognize that part of even a lower vibration is part of the journey. So first of all, Lainey, don't be so hard on yourself, Lana, okay? You just don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's one of my challenges.
Okay. Because you have a critical parent that's in your mind all the time. So we're not pointing blame anywhere. We're just knowing that there's a critical parent that's in your mind. Yeah. And so you speak to yourself that same way. And people make mistakes. People are attracted to things that are familiar, even if familiarity is uncomfortable and not always the best choice for them. Okay? So you have an ability to transform things at your own pace. And that includes relationships and love. And there's a time for you to move forward in relationships and love.
That's where I feel stuck right now.
I know.
And all.
You
got
can't.
some things going. Yeah.
You can't settle anymore. You can't make excuses for another individual. You have to get what you want. Oh, wait, I hear that song. You can't always get what you want, but you can get what you want. You have to visualize it. You may not get what you want from someone else, but you can have what you want from the universe. We have to address the universe with a whole vibration of specificity of what it looks like, feels like to have. And you've been settling in your love life.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, what can I do to bring out, I guess, the creativity so I can visualize and I can relax into my body and allow Source to lead the way?
Okay, Source will shine a light, but you have to choose, okay? So as you make your choice to move forward, you have to remember that you're worthy of what you want. And you need to think about what you want. It does not involve creativity. It involves owning your worth, owning your power, and recognizing that you're worthy of everything that is on your list of quality of life, of relationship, of financial wellness, of freedom, of flexibility, of divine health. You've been hit by many different things over the journey of the past 3 years, and no matter what you do, it just seems to be overwhelming for you, and it almost pushes you back down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And there's health issues as well, yes?
Yeah. Diabetes, neck issues, my neck's out of alignment, I've gained weight.
What do you love about yourself?
My smile.
Okay.
Even though I said my smile, I heard an internal voice say my compassion.
Okay. You need to make a list of everything that you love about yourself, and you really need to come up with at least 50 things.
What? Okay.
And those will be the things that you know you are. And so a person who possesses these fabulous qualities, 50 plus items of wonderful personality and connectivity and compassion, ability to connect to the divine, your funny attitude, whatever it is, you write it. And as you open up that energy and you trust what you want your life to be like, it will unfold for you. You will attract that.
Okay.
And you're judging yourself based on things that you use in your comparing mind. So you want to also look at, where am I comparing myself, and how am I not measuring up, and who am I comparing myself to? What conditioned beliefs do I have in the world?
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
All right. Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to the phone lines and back to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on WVCMG Live. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful 2 hours of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Did you call me with your soul? Just because you know that you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and we're spiritually speaking all across the nation at 888-565-1470, and we're talking to our friends on Facebook and on YouTube. And I hope you visit me in West Palm Beach. If you're local to West Palm Beach, stop by the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in sunny West Palm Beach, Florida. Visiting Florida to visit a family, friends, some family members, well, come on to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We've got a fine array of spiritual gifts and products that are here to assist you. We've got incense and books and crystals. It's such a fabulous experience, and the environment is wonderful. And if you'd like a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, if you're local, we'll do it in person. If you're not, all across the world, we connect through the WhatsApp, Skype, any type of Zoom. We are always connecting to all of you. So I'd love to connect with you. You can go to sarahspiritual.com and look for my sessions, and then you can book your own personal session. And we've got some special things coming up. So drum roll, please. We've got a class coming up next week, how to work with rituals and bring those rituals to attract energy of positivity, abundance, and love. Little rituals that you can do to help your protection and connect to the divine. We're going to be teaching you how everyday rituals in life, routines, so to speak, will enhance your spiritual connection and bring you better results and manifestation in the physical world. And then we've got a fabulous class coming up for spiritual cards. Do you want to know how to use spiritual cards? Would you like some insight? How to pull a card, give yourself a message, and give yourself guidance? Maybe you want to take it to the next level. Maybe you want to help others with spiritual cards. Well, we've got this How to Use Spiritual Cards class coming up on the 28th of this month, and it's a new moon, so we're going to be tuning into some new moon energies. So we look forward to having you participate in that class. Learn more about that on sarahspiritual.com. And then we've got our summer workout session. Yes, indeed. Are you ready to join a boot camp? Not the kind that's really going to make you break a physical sweat, but we've got a spiritual sweat lined up for you. We're going to teach you how to exercise your connections, all of your clairsentience. Can you feel, see, hear? Can you connect to the divine? Is there a way that you can channel messages? Do you want to know how to use your energy, to use your third eye? We're going to be working you out and stretching you and developing your core competencies in our spiritual boot camp. Join us live online. It starts in August, and August 11th is the day it begins. Visit sarahspiritual.com and let's work out for 4 weeks and really exercise the spiritual you. Well, we're going to go back to the phone lines, 888-565-1470. And I've got to go to Angela in Fort Lauderdale. Angela, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Angela. Good to connect with you. Time for you to wipe the slate clean and tell people I'm glad we've had our time together, but we're done. And it's time for you to advance yourself financially. You're looking for new work, new opportunities at this time?
Yes.
And they're seeing growth in your finances. If you were to write a letter, Angela, to the heavens and give them a message, what would you love to tell them?
I'll tell God thanks for life first, and then I appreciate and love Him. But I need a financial breakthrough. I need a Christian husband.
Well, then you put your order in. Because it's kind of like Santa, making a list, checking it twice, right? Santa Claus will come through, so will God. It's this energy that you're bringing forth. And, I keep a very lighthearted feeling around this because the divine is a very playful spirit. It's an energy that helps us when we truly need that assistance. And financial breakthrough is coming for you. I have to say that 2021 was a really trying year for you. And it was a struggle for you to keep things going. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And was there a move that you had to make recently, or you're thinking of making a move, please?
I did move. Move.
Yes.
In October.
Okay, of 2021, right? Yes, because that was part of things being so difficult for you, having to pick up and resituate yourself. Because I see that move, and I also feel like
and
there's.
It brought me, I don't have a penny right now. I have credit card. Full to the brim. I don't know what step to take right now.
Well,
but I'm still trusting God.
You trust in God, and you are a magnet of success. And you have to see yourself attracting work that is going to be rewarding and financially abundant. And remember to say, I am the woman who is the expression of God in motion. Therefore, everything good and great comes to me with ease and grace. Everything good and great flows. I'm abundant beyond measure. And, when I look at applications and trying to get a job, I feel like you've had some difficulty even getting paperwork submitted, almost like you have to be selective what type of job you get. Is that true?
Yeah, because I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and something happened at my job last week. And I just have to be honest with them and tell them the truth. It's like nighttime, I can't see driving. And it's affecting me too. But in the daytime, okay. Because I'm diabetic.
Right.
And the eye doctor told me I have cataract. But that can stay, but I have to control my diabetes.
Yes.
That's my priority right now.
Yes. And you will be able to. I mean, there's a routine you have to be on, and you have to make some better choices.
Excuse me, sorry. But I'm trying, but sometimes.
Yes.
And I was talking to my sister yesterday, and honestly, sometimes I don't know what I eat. for my stomach to be full. And she said she having the same problem.
Right.
But the only thing, she's not diabetic. I am diabetic.
Well, there's lots of things that we can look at around this, right? But first you have to kind of follow the doctor's protocol. Then, of course, there's always some spiritual protocols we can follow. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And so you need to kind of do a detox, a spiritual detox, as well as a physical health detox, and clear your body and free your body. And, you know, some of the things that help lower blood pressure, help with diabetes, help with spiritual blockages would be garlic, right? So if we chop up a clove of garlic, and I know it sounds icky, but it helps cleanse the body. So these are things that you can do in the physical, don't cost you a lot. That's why I use that as my go-to solution in your particular case at this moment. And reading the 23rd Psalm every day is a very powerful psalm. And if you're feeling a little bit weighted in the spirit, which I know you are, if you read Psalms 90, 91, and 104, and you read them one right after another, 90, 91, and 104, you can always go back on Facebook and play it back if you miss it. But 90, 91, and 104 help break some of the heaviness in the energy. This will help free you from the affliction of the blockages that you feel, like you feel as if things aren't moving forward for you. And when I look at the energy, Angela, and I look at the connections around you, you come from a very strong stock of family, and you've always been trained to survive. But I also feel like you've put many others in your family before you, and now it's time for you, and that's very uncomfortable for you. And now that you need help, there's nobody to help you, right?
To help me.
Right. I hear that song, Help, I need somebody, not just anybody, right? But I need somebody. Won't you help me, right? So you need that help. And so when people don't step up, please understand that God sends an angel in the form of a person, a opportunity, and that's what you're looking for. And that will come to you. In the nick of time, in the moment that you desire, it will come. And it's always in this unexpected, unique way that it shows up. And so trust that experience, and know that all will be provided. Is this your first time, Angela, calling the show?
Yes. And
how did you hear?
I didn't.
How did you hear about the show?
I'm at work. I am a CNA and I'm a security guard. I'm at work, but so they only let me drive. I come to work at 4. I only drive one time now because of my eyes.
Right.
And I was listening. I came in the because I drive around the mall. I work in Sawgrass. So I was I said, but I don't hear the radio. And I pressed on it is your spiritual sorrow. I was listening to, and it said, this is not a coincidence. You see, last night I was crying and I was sitting there because I said everything I do for everybody, and there's nothing nobody can do for me. Right. And today I didn't even have gas in my car. My friend, he's pretty younger than me, but he's my boyfriend. And I said, Sam, I don't have no money to buy any gas. I don't have no gas in my car. Yeah. And he gave me the $20 that he had. So I could come to work. And I couldn't come to work if I did not have a car.
Right. You have to trust that everything happens for a reason in the exact way.
Yeah.
And you have to learn the spirit of discernment and learn to say no. Sometimes we have to say no to other people. But for this moment, Angela, we have to be complete because I have to get to some other callers. Welcome to the show. We're on every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. And if you miss the show, you can always go to YouTube or Facebook, look up Sarah Spiritual, and you'll be able to find us.
I'm going to save your number, but you know, I had a son too. It's a long story.
I know.
I know,
but
this country, it wasn't 6 years yet. They killed him at the nightclub. But we can talk next time. I know you're kind of busy.
Absolutely.
And you want other people, and it's right. It's fear.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Can I call you back for
Yes.
When can I call you for a spiritual reading and how much it costs?
You can go to sarahspiritual.com. I have a 30-minute session, and it's only $65. All right?
Okay.
All right, my dear. All right. For now, I know that you're going to just connect with us on the radio and Facebook and YouTube. But one day we'll talk when it's better for your budget. All right. Bye for now. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we've got other places to go in South Florida and all across the nation. Looking forward to talking to you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on VCMG, and we're going to answer your questions, 888-565-1470. And we've got quite the conversation going on. We've got some music enthusiasts right there online, and they're talking about the songs that we're talking about. And you know what? I just want to tell everyone, don't give up hope on all the dreams that you have. Know that the universe is always supporting you and bringing them forward. And sometimes you just need to be patient, grasshopper, and just let it unfold. And we're going to go, speaking of patience, I know someone who was patient to get things to turn the way she needed them to. I'm going to go to Palm Beach Gardens, and I've got Jasmine on the line. Miss Jasmine, how are you tonight?
Hi, good. How are you?
I am doing well. Good to connect with you, my dear. This is your year of creativity, getting out of the box and breaking free. Jasmine, if you were to write a letter to the universe, to God, or your angels, what would you say? Dear God, dear angels, what's your statement to the heavens?
Thank you for all the blessings.
Yes.
And, I guess, I don't know. But
Sure
thank
you
you.
do. Thank you. Yes. Somehow they managed to deliver you out of everything, right? One way or another. The angels always had your back. And Jasmine, what's your burning question for us tonight? How can we assist you?
Well, so I feel like I was going through the dark night of the soul, and that I feel like I'm just coming out of it. And I just met someone, and I'm just wondering, I feel like I'm like just such a connection that I've never felt before.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering if, I'm finally like through the dark night and this is like a positive thing.
Well, you went through a lot of transformation. There was a lot of almost like PTSD. There was a lot of darkness, depression. That was part of your dark night of the soul, just kind of feeling like you were in a funk, not enthusiastic, just couldn't get happy. Even though things finally were turning your way, you couldn't get enthusiastic about them. So it was kind of like this blase, blue. And that was the shift of your consciousness and the up-leveling of your frequency and the releasing of old beliefs. And you had to let go of how you thought things were supposed to be so that you could attract something better. Can I have a birthday associated with this other individual?
Yes, it is January 8th.
Very proud person, yes?
Yeah.
Very externally, they like to present themselves well. Success is very important to them. I also feel like they're branching out. There's some kind of growth that they're incurring right now, some kind of business work growth. Is that something you're familiar with that they're working on, please?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And this is a big financial year for them. This is a year for them to kind of break out of some, routine of how they earn a living and what they do. So this is a very important year for them financially. And here's someone who really wants to have someone who's their intellectual equal, their spiritual equal, someone who has a go-getter kind of spirit, someone who also likes to look good and present themselves well to the outside world. Their reputation is very important to them, this individual. And sometimes they can be a little rigid, a little black and white. And so you tend to be very analytical, but you've got that woozy, floozy kind of feel with how you view things. And sometimes they're like, well, no, it really needs to go this way. So that's where I feel like there could be a bit of a clash in the energy, but it could also teach you some discipline that would be important for you. And for you to teach them to lighten up a bit because they need to lighten up. But the energy of the relationship can really flow well here because you both have a lot of grounded qualities. You're both really good with communication, and there's a synergy of a soul connection as if we've known each other before, and there's an understanding. Even when our words aren't lining up and matching, you still understand what they really are trying to convey, even though maybe the words are not lining up in conversation the same way. Does that make sense to you, Jasmine?
Yes, 100%.
And when I look at this picture for him and the two of you, I feel like they need to be the lead. They need to be free. Freedom is important to them, as it is you. So they're not in a hurry to hog tie and tie you down and throw you in the trunk and say, let's yeehaw, let's ride. They want to get to know you. They want to understand who you are, and they don't want to feel pushed in any one direction. They want to be in the driver's seat. So this is the dynamic of the relationship for now. You'll know more where this flows and what the outcome will be. There's free will at play in the month of November. So it's a good thing to explore it this time. And over the next 4 months, you'll have an understanding of who each other is. And then from there, you can decide if it's a good, comfortable match in this lifetime, in this physicality. And also, is there a move or something you've got coming up in the fall, please?
I don't know yet. I mean, I'd like to move.
Okay. Possibility of a move coming September, October, November, somewhere in there, kind of leaning towards the winter months of November, maybe October. Not sure what your agreement is where you are, but there might be a move coming for you as well. I see it in a positive light, so we'll just hold the vision. Ask the universe for what you want. For sure, they'll support you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Good to have you be a part of this experience again. And we send you much love. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye. 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Carla in Ohio. Carla, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. What is your letter to the heavens, to the divine? What's the letter for you?
Well, I'm wondering if I'm on the right path. My career path, my relationship path, just everything. I just feel a bit crazy right now.
Well, crazy's kind of good for you. Let me tell you where you're at in the cycle, and I know the divine is with you, kind of assisting you. This is a time for you to kind of up-level your career, something that has to be really solid financially. It's a time for you to get paid what you're worth and really hit the nail as far as your goal. Like, ding, ding, the bell goes off. I hit my financial win. And when I take you into the areas of who you are, you're in a level of rediscovering who you are and your self-expression. And so your little girl is coming out and she wants to have fun, and you don't want to feel like life is all about going to work and obligations. So you're kind of bucking the system in some ways inside because you want to have fun and you want to feel centered and connected with the divine. Archangel Michael shows up with you. Is there some legal documents and paperwork that you're handling right now, Carla?
Well, I'm going through a separation right now.
All right. There you go. Those are my papers.
Yeah.
So he's there to assist you in that journey. So just know that that is around you and that Archangel Michael will be by your side in this experience. And as you're ready for change and you're ready to put your heart on the line and open up your heart to new possibilities. Because you can't keep doing what you've been doing. And if I look at where you are, the choice to shift and change really was a little stronger. We could have made some changes in the 18 and 19 of the 2020s. And so for whatever reason, we didn't make a shift then. And so here we are. So I think you feel like you've got to play catch up, like I'm missing things and life is passing me by and I've got to get on with my life. I don't want to waste any more time. But everything was not for waste. There's great rewards that have come from the experience of the relationship. And I actually feel like there could be a job change in order for you to get the goal for your financial wellness. Are you looking for new work, please?
Not at the moment, but I could.
You could. You might get the desire to do it. And you might think, girls just want to have fun. So you're just going to go have some fun and let the spirit move you and take you to what's coming next. And great opportunities for you. The separation, the divorce, it's going to get a little weird at a point, but it's time, long overdue, according to my guides. And now you're finally lining up. When I fast forward to you, if I may, I'm going to spin the circle here. They're like kind of spinning a ball in the air. And I'm going to spin you into next year. Next year is really about stepping into who you are as a human being and as a spiritual being. When that aligns and completes, and around that time, I feel like divorce is complete next year, and what all the paperwork, everything that needs to be settled, you know where you stand. Then when I move you into the 2024 time, that's where I see a new partnership that is of permanent setting, permanent connection. So when I see that permanency in that relationship, as I see it, I am made aware that there are a few choices before we got there. So just be open to new experiences because you're learning more and more about what you really want in the relationship arena. All right?
Okay.
Exciting times for you. Very exciting,
Awesome.
actually.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Carla. Thanks so much for calling.
Well, it sounds like I made the right choices then.
You did make the right choices, and my guys are like,
so good to know.
My guys are like, what took you so long, woman? What were you doing? Get moving.
That's awesome.
All right, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye
you
for
so
now.
much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go to West Palm Beach. I have Lenka, I think that's the name, in West Palm Beach. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. Good to connect with you. What letter would you like to write to the heavens? Dear God, dear angels, what are we writing to them?
Dear God, dear angels, I'm so thankful for all your blessings, and I would like to get a sign for where to move next, what's ahead of me, what I should look for in terms of employment, of my career, personal life. Kind of gave up on that, and I'm not sure if I should just accept it or if I should just keep hope.
Well, we can never give up hope. Sometimes we need to change the picture of what we think we're waiting for, but we don't give up hope and never give up on love. And let's talk about a sign. You know, you've been having some nudges about finding work that is going to be more financially rewarding and fulfilling. This is the perfect year to make some career shift. That shift is really strong in the month of October. That's where things really kind of line up, and I feel like you've got your feet on the ground. I feel like there was a setback in your work and career. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And I feel like you got kind of dissed to the side or betrayed. There's like not a fairness to that experience. Does that also resonate with you?
Yes, very much so.
And when I look at this, my guides are saying it's okay because now you know what you do want and you understand your worth more. And by understanding your worth, you now have an opportunity to attract what you desire. Now, I see that you're in West Palm Beach, and I can't say that I see you really leaving West Palm Beach at this moment. I don't know that you have a clear step to somewhere else so that you could start all over again. There may be a feeling you want to, but I don't feel like there's enough support for you to make that move. Does that also make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So be grateful for where you are. It's not a bad gig. And just trust that the universe is going to open up doors for you to have more stability here in the West Palm Beach, South Florida area. And then from there, when the world is more your oyster, when you have more flexibility financially, more inner trusting, then you can decide if you want to leave Florida and go somewhere else. You know, there's a woman who's connected to you. Did your grandmother pass? She's standing in the position of the grandmother energy. She has a very maternal sense around her, making me feel like she's very supportive of you. Your grandmother passed?
Well, on my father's side, but I feel like maybe my great-grandmother.
On your mom's side? She was a very strong woman. She went through a lot. Life was difficult for her. She knows what it's like to suffer. This is what she's making me feel. Does that connect to your great-grandmother, please?
Yeah.
Okay. She is with you. She knows what it is to be without. She knows what it is to feel alone and to be the strength to all people around her. She is giving you that strength, and she wants you to know that she's with you. Is this your first time calling the show?
Yeah.
How did you hear about the show?
Well, I go to Expedito store quite frequently, so there is a card with this information on the radio.
Well,
show.
thank you so much for joining us. For this moment, we have to get ready to close out, but I hope the guidance we've given you has given you some insight and some hope. All right, it is your time.
All right.
And remember that you're very strong and positive things will happen to you. You'll see.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now. Well, everyone, we are closing out the show, and we're so glad you're able to join us. Remember to talk to heaven. Remember your guides, your angels, God. They're listening to you, and you are a light on this earth. You have a bright energy that is meant to connect to others. Trust you're always supported, and we're here for you every Wednesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to visit my website, sarahspiritual.com. Learn more about our classes and personal sessions. But for this moment, we bid you farewell, and we know we will meet again next Wednesday. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.